Yeah, you should. Okay.
Hello.
What's going on?
You're sitting down and I'm asking the questions to you first.
Here? You don't want to do it on the couch?
Here's perfect. All of them have been sitting down.
All of them?
Yeah.
Oh, you did multiple, like?
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh. What are you listening to?
Two years? 2.5 years?
I think it will be 2 years.
More than 10 years. Like 11 years.
Well, I met her in August 2000. What was last year? 14.
It's awesome. I mean, it's.
I think at one point you were talking about me, right?
We have to switch.
Did you drink wine? Did you eat chocolate?
Shit. Yeah, I ate too much actually.
Mohammed, this is such a weird interview. I told you this would be a hard interview.
I warned you.
For the both of us.
I warned you for the stuff you're saying. Okay, start the music.
Oh, did you message me? What?
I'm gonna show you one song. Oh, the first day of my life. Do you wanna listen to that? No. Jeez, here.
It says something.
Okay, I'll start
No, I
talking
can't
normally.
understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
perfect. Alright.
I cannot see your face. Because if I see your face, I'll lip sync.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I can't look at you either. Because you disgust me.
I don't know how this works. No, you don't know my passcode? This one? Yeah, I do. Shit.
First impression when I saw her in real life.
She was very... This is not the word in English, but she was very, like,
You can say it in Spanish.
imponente.
Yeah. It's like a nerd douchebag.
It's not that I disliked it. Because I thought he was nice. I just thought he was very political, to put it nicely.
Hippies tend to annoy me, so I wasn't convinced at first.
Probably one of the first things that I, thought of was like, oh my god, she's vegan.
I just realized, no, he's a nice
Oh my god!
Not annoying the way he seemed, or not at all, yeah.
Man, it's very hard. I hate him. Like, really. When I come to think about it. What's good about it?
I mean, there's so many things, I just need to like pick one that's, I don't know.
I would say... Look there, I'm not
That
allowed...
face is the
You
face
are not
of waiting.
allowed to do lip sync.
She's thinking of a
Look
lie
at
to
that.
say.
Look there, alright. 3 adjectives.
I don't know what the word is. She reminds me of like a fairy. I don't know if that doesn't count as an adjective, but she kind of reminds me of a fairy.
You always give back.
So passionately loving, so I think passion is one that I really like. I like that she's also very honest. And
the fact that he's some kind of a dreamer, he wants to do stuff.
Energetic. Best thing, yeah. Energetic.
Definitely like that she's smart.
Her brain, her heart, and her dancing.
I've only noticed that like a couple of months ago, but she's so optimistic about life.
I don't like when she's not on time.
Oh, but that's easy.
I'm really confused right now. Like I'm thinking real hard.
He leaves like his shit on the floor. He doesn't do that anymore.
I don't like the fact that she's very messy.
Besides, he has an OCD for like being clean, and You know, he's like, don't get inside with your shoes, you know, he can like yell at you and stuff.
I ask him for something and he just doesn't do it. And I beg him, please, 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 it's one simple task. Why don't you do it? And he just doesn't do it. This really makes me angry.
But like, it's just kind of exhausting to keep up with. She changes her mind about boys a lot.
It's just, they're like adjectives going through my head that are exact opposites of each other. So
To keep up with the passions, it's like a full-time job.
When he eats compote in the morning and I have to look at him, just really, if I have to see him eat.
You know, it's like everything's bad. There's a balance in all of bad things and in good things.
I mean, I wish you could have heard the bad things.
Nah, I don't give a fuck. He knows all of this shit.
Pretty sure that I've already told her the positive things about herself a million times already, so. Ooh. Short story would be really boring.
There was a conversation in 24. We were writing our essays and something just happened in our lives. And we just went outside and like talked just because we couldn't like write our essays, and we just talked and talked. But then we had this other conversation that was very meaningful, and that really bridged a different, like, I don't know, it was a different kind of bridge in our friendship between us.
Okay.
And it was in the window of the student center, also writing our essays.
The essay writing sessions, probably that's
Okay.
that's, I don't know, that's such like a trope of our friendship, the fight with the essays together.
We weren't friends from like the get-go, because Sal was like playing Ultimate Frisbee shirtless.
We were not friends. Like the first like year I knew him.
And my concept of being cool back there was wearing basketball pants with flip-flops and tank tops.
And I was in a different like friend group, and he was with another friend group, and
Sal wasn't friends with them. And then I had to like sell Shaul to them, you know.
yeah, I mean, but then like I started to gravitate towards their friend group. I like left my old friend group, and
I was like really curious like about Shaul, and then we got to be friends.
I'm not really sure what I saw there, but
Listen, what we do is we're like doing projects.
especially when I was like in high school and I didn't know what to do with like girls and shit like that, so I was like
Trying to figure out how to be like the most like appealing guys in school.
And then I guess also with that, like he forced me to like hit on girls like a lot when I was like 18 and 19, because I wouldn't talk to girls at all.
Shell was back then he was in love with this girl from high school, like thoroughly in love with her.
I would be like very nervous and shit like that. And he would like really push you. It's like, you know, those mothers that like take their kids and just throw them to a swimming pool and shit like that, so.
And you know, we, like me essentially, but also the other group of friends, we try like to support him. You should go, you should like, you should tell her what you feel, you know. Alright.
That's an interesting story. I mean,
Really like coming here. Like, because in the context of our school, seeing each other and being open was really just a matter of coincidence.
Santiago, I knew he wanted to go to Glasgow. He had admission from Glasgow and the university in Spain.
It's just very strange that we ended up here. It doesn't make any sense. Because he was gonna end up in like Princeton or Columbia, and I was going to Glasgow to study history of art and philosophy, and he was going there to do engineering or economics, you know.
And I got admission from 6 or 5 of them. But then those I got into, I couldn't get any financial scholarship, and the ones which rejected me, obviously, I couldn't go to.
Yeah, but it's very strange. Like really, like from all the other options that we had, and then because we didn't really know that we were coming here.
So I decided for staying in Germany.
It was just like, oh, are you going? And then like much later we found out we were coming to London.
So I texted Santi and I was like, please, could you come with me? It's gonna be interesting.
So opening each other was more voluntary than coincidental. And I think that's how we bonded. Like how we are now is much closer than how we were 2 years ago.
And then the rest is story. I mean, he also filled out this form saying, I want to be with Momo, with me. And I was like, yeah, I want to be with Santi.
I just wanted to do that, yes. Okay, so.
I don't think so, because it's a story that really like, I panicked at the time, and that's why it made such an, I don't know, that's why it's that important for me. But it might not be that important to her, even though if I would tell her about, you know, the story, she would feel the same way, but I'm not sure that it would be the first story she would think of.
I don't know, the first story that pops into my head is the story of how we saw dolphins in Piran, because we were on vacation there.
My family has a house at the seaside, and she came with me to this house, and we spent some time, like a week or something, at the seaside. And then once we went to the sea, basically.
And I was swimming there, and I was like very happy and like kind of, you know, stuff like that. And she was very scared to go into the water.
And she started swimming because like she's all sporty and everything, and she's like, she just makes like this bun and then takes, you know, she just dresses up like for swimming, and she just go to the sea and like swims like an old lady, you know. I need to swim like, I don't know, 1 kilometer, and she would just like keep in mind that and just swim, you know, not like looking around or anything. And I'm like really paranoid.
We saw all the people like on the beach like staring into the distance and like pointing at something,
and then I would get to the shore and just sat down and look at the people, and there really were like people and pointing their fingers like where Lana was and where I was, and then Lana saw me and I was like, come back, come here, like there's something going wrong.
She was like, no, come back, and then I went back to her and we went out because we were afraid that there were like sharks or something.
I mean, there's something was wrong. And then she came back and I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. And she sat next to me and there were dolphins, like, I don't know, 5 or 8 of them, something like that, just like jumping in and out of water.
And then we saw dolphins. They were dolphins, like people were pointing at dolphins. But I remember like how scared we both were because we really thought that there was like something very, very bad, and to see like that, that's why all the people are pointing at something.
Okay. I don't know if she'll bring it up, but I want to believe that it's like in her heart somewhere, you know? So, okay, moment we bonded.
It was actually in November, and now we have November again, so I went, you know, it's like a year ago.
During midterms, so like, you know.
She showed me a song.
So there was this Italian folk song, the Southern Italian folk song.
What is it called again? I forget. Don Pizzica, I think.
You got the emotion, you know. This guy is dying, and his brother and him are musicians.
So she showed this to me. She's like, "Oh, it's so beautiful," and I listened to it, and
he's dying, and his brother finds him like bleeding, and says, "We need to get help." And the guy knows he's dying, and he knows there's nothing that's really left to do about it.
So last year my grandma died,
and he decides to spend like the last moments of his life having his brother play a song for him, and
it really reminded me of the last moments I had with my grandmother, or the moments I had with my grandpa and my grandmother and her in the hospital, and I started crying, and
I just showed it to Linda, and I didn't really expect anyone to get it, and she just started bawling, like crying really hard.
She was crying because it was so beautiful, and I think we just understood what this song was about.
She heard that.
What? Did you hear anything?
This I heard, but
Yeah,
like, I
just the
didn't
last words
hear.
that I
Yeah,
said.
I didn't hear anything
Because
before.
the music was going on.
Okay,